Day 49 out of 90 of Uplifting My Life. All right, so today I applied for a brand deal. It was only the second time I've done that. And the first time actually went pretty well because they seemed interested, and then it turned out they couldn't do it. But for my first time, I'm calling that a win. That's a big deal. It wasn't like they had an application available either. I just approached them cold, which, okay. Anyway, I did that again today because I got an idea and then I did it. But I'm making this sound easy. No. All the voices in my head were like, Casey, come on. They're not gonna do a brand deal with you. Why would you even ask them? Come on. Don't. But I pushed through and I did it. And there was something else I wanted to do today that was time and weather specific. But it was, as much as I wanted to do it, it was optional. And this thing was something where, like, especially because I had doubts, especially because, they may say no. It would have been likely for me to just be like, okay, well, I'll do this later, and then, forget about it. So instead of that, I skipped the thing I really wanted to do that was optional, and I did it right away. I did it. So that is fantastic. I'm really proud of myself, even if nothing comes of it. But I have to remember, and I want all of you to remember this. What if they say yes? And because of that, I think I've told this story on here before a long time ago, but a lot of you are new since then. So when I was a teenager, I got into opera, and I'm not like well-versed in opera. I'm not a huge opera fan, but I really enjoy it and I like going when I get a chance to go. And they had just reopened the Michigan Opera Theater when I was a teenager in Detroit. So I was working at a local drugstore, and I spent like all this money. I was making $5.15 an hour, and I saved like a bunch of money to buy a series, like where you buy 3 tickets of shows, and I felt so grown up. Oh my gosh, at 17, and one of the shows was Werther, and Andrea Bocelli was going to be performing the lead in Werther. So I was also doing a project on opera for school. So my mom was like, okay, well, why don't you call the opera theater and tell them you're a high school junior and you're a serious ticket holder and you would like to meet Andrea Bocelli. So I was like, Mom, they're not going to just let me meet Andrea Bocelli. She was like, just call, just ask. The worst thing they can do is tell you no. So I called and I said, yeah, I'm a high school junior. I went to this summer music school that was kind of well known in my home state, and I went there, and I'm doing this project on opera, and I was wondering if I could meet Andrea Bocelli when he's here. And they said, well, let me think about that. We'll get back to you. And yeah, they ended up inviting us to this private gala that he was doing. So I got to see the 3 shows that I had paid for, and this private gala that was probably like $500 a ticket that my family never would have been able to go to something like this. It was so cool. And I got to see all these opera stars that night. It was really a wonderful evening. And I got to meet him backstage, and it was really cool. So anyway, ask, right? Because sometimes they say no or they don't respond, but sometimes you get to meet Andrea Bocelli and you're a teenager and you're starstruck. Anyway, what if they say yes? And that's what I did today to uplift my life. Bye, everyone.